Okay, I know I'm really not helping my case here, okay? Matt Pat senpai, go minasai, Matt Pat. Please don't sue me. Drama alert. I know, we've done in this past few months, we've done a few reactions to game theory. But the only reason I want to do these reactions is because it's something that's kind of a big part of my channel. I mean, I don't react to everything. Like, okay, the Doki Doki thing. I didn't react to those because, I mean, I already did my own Doki Doki video. But there's just some that, like, I can't make these videos. So but I want to see them, and I want you guys to see me seeing them because I want to talk about them. So please don't send me. I'm fully expecting a cease and desist letter very soon. You're getting sued, but that's just not a theory. You guys know my love for Matt Pat, game theory. I mean, the dude's a freaking genius. I mean, he has solved YouTube. He has multiple channels that are way more successful than mine. I am trash. So be sure to check him out. But today, the video that I want to react to is something that we did touch upon, which is the Friday Night Funkin' Bob mod. One of my all-time favorite mods of Friday Night Funkin' because just of how unique, A, it's unique. B, it's one of the it's like the funniest mod ever. And number 3, it's got Ron Madness. Oh! And then 4, this list just keeps going on. And 4, we got Little Man. Stop it! Dude, I am weak. I am weak till freaking meme sounds, man. Hey, yo, the pizza here. So when we played Bob's Onslaught when it released, it turns out there were some secrets, which I actually totally forgot, but this is about how far we got with the secrets. I see how it is. You win in this scenario. I have no more tricks here. All hope is lost for me. Maybe I'll see you again in the future. Who knows? But rest easy knowing that I'll be here, watching. We must enhance the image. Guys, we're in. We will fire you from your job and find a new developer if you continue to be like this. We are happy that you are working in Lanky Studios. What's up with that? Got like a coat up there and eyes? Bob? Oh my god, there's lore. There's lore in Bob. We already established I'm a complete idiot. I was never gonna figure this out, but Matt Pat did. So check out the original video first. We're gonna react to at least some of it. And I wanna see what is the secret behind Bob. Look at his eyes, such an interesting character. And don't forget to subscribe to Game Theory as always. Like, I didn't even know there was freaking lore in the Power Wash Simulator. This man can find lore in my shoe. Oh, and I'll give this opportunity to hopefully give a little bit of a push at least. So Matt Pat wants to be a host at Jeopardy, and a lot of people want that. I would like to see that as well. We need this for YouTube. All right, go sign his petition in his video, if anything. If you've already seen it, go sign the petition. That would be sick. I think I make an appearance in this as well. Just a very, very small appearance. You guys sent it to me.
It is scary, it's mysterious, and it is mad. Loyal theorists, it's time we talk about literally every FNF mod ever versus Bob Week.
I just call it five Nights at Funkins. Hey, dude, I'm famous. Put me on Jeopardy. I have extensive knowledge on, clickbaiting videos. Yes. I have extensive knowledge on how to copy PewDiePie. It's cool to see freaking Jay, and we got freaking 8-Bit Ryan too. Nice.
And memes. All the memes. There's a fart sound effect button because it's so lol random. We go up against the Little Man, whose bonus song is literally 8 minutes straight of breaking glass, bras, a dancing, ayo, there's pizza here meme, and Spotify ads.
Want a break from the ads? If you tap now,
I mean,
you'll
it's the
receive
best,
30
let's be
minutes of
honest.
ad-free music.
There's even a character named Ron who is literally a dancing meme folder.
Yeah, Ron's very offensive, but on purpose.
Is Bob, a basic black and white animated character who boyfriend compares to Dream. And I gotta admit, it's not entirely wrong. I can definitely see the family resemblance.
True.
Anyway, the mod uses the same basic progression that you'd expect from a Friday Night Funkin' mod. Boyfriend is introduced to a new challenger, each song becomes slightly harder, tap arrows to win. Except...
Slightly harder? I mean, have you played Bob's Onslaught? It's insanely hard.
Bob is a little bit different. Sure, after you beat him the first time, he becomes a little mad bro, but if you beat him again, things go insane. Bob becomes consumed by his anger and transforms into a black blob with photorealistic eyes.
Where have we seen that before, huh? Doki Doki Literature Club? Yuri? It's all connected if you really think about it. That is what I was reminded of. I'll never forget this. Terrifying. All we really know is Bob can transfer it through dimensions. He kills Pico, and yeah, he could just teleport things. He's a god, apparently.
The Bob mod got itself a sequel titled Bob's Onslaught, where Bob shows us that he suddenly has control over the game. He makes parts of the UI disappear, elements spin around, he moves the game window, ads open up blocking the player's view.
I was so happy when I passed that mod.
The notes come at an
I thought I was never gonna pass it.
This thing is crazy, and if you somehow manage to beat this insanely difficult challenge, the screen goes black. Bob claims that he has no more tricks for you here, but then things glitch and reveal a Google Drive link. And this, friends,
all right, so we got that far. Wait, has the drive? Maybe the drive has been updated. I know that the mod has more updates, so maybe there's stuff that I actually just haven't seen.
By searching through the files, we start to get a sense of who
well, you know what? I don't know. I don't think I remember some of these pictures. I do remember the painting. Like, you guys saw it already.
Looking at the file of Noah family expenses, we learn that this is a family of 3. Father Lennon, wife Jess, daughter Jane. Another file titled Dear Lennon starts to reveal to us that the family is in trouble. Jess has fears that her husband is starting to grow distant.
I do not know why you're distancing yourself from your family or what you were doing, but we need to talk about it. We should have breakfast sometime and chat about it. I am here for you, okay? Your wife misses you.
Well, by jumping back and forth between all the different files, we can actually assemble a timeline of events. A few days after Jess and Lennon's fight, we see that Lennon has been blocked from spending family finances after buying a book called How to Clean Carpets.
Oh wait, like from blood?
Which was prompted from a, quote, liquid accident at work. The next day, he's fired from his job. Quote, look man, I don't know what this weird goop in your office is, but you can't do this on company grounds. You barely do work.
Goop? That's what Bob is covered in? Freaking Bindi in the ink machine goop? That's what I always thought it was. It's kind of like. It's all connected. See? We're making references to everything here. By the way, can I just say, what has been freaking... There's a new game. I haven't forgot. There's a new game that's supposed to come out. Also, side note, I'm playing Cookie Clicker still. Yes, I am still playing this freaking game. But no, censor the cookies, Michaela. I just think that also this is a game that probably I think MatPat could also do a theory on, but I don't know much about. I just know there's like deep stuff in this game too. Has he done one? It's a pretty old game.
These experiments have to work. I've done so much with this goo, it has to work. This AI I've created, I love him so much. He is so smart. I have to bring him to our realm. He will be beautiful.
What the heck?
An AI, mysterious goo, coming to our realm. Ladies and gentlemen.
Someone should put that clip out of context. Mysterious goo. I feel like that out of context, that could be funny.
Mysterious goo.
So that's where Bob comes from.
Loyal theorists, we've done this dance enough times to know that this is not gonna end well.
Yeah, like I gotta admit, like MatPat's he's probably tired of doing this stuff. Like, you know, I feel like my first exposure to this, all this like ARG kind of random stuff was DDLC. And then, you know, it's like, I don't know, I'm not as interested as I used to be, but it's Bob we're talking about.
Lennon is clearly trying to bring his AI Bob to life using some sort of organic goo. The picture labeled unknown inside the file practically confirms this for us.
So he's using the goo on the picture. I mean, come on, this is clearly an art they're gonna sell for like $1 bajillion.
So we see in the black goo the letters B-O-B.
Yeah,
so
I noticed that.
All done? Case closed, friends? Oh no.
Wait, did he cover himself in green goop? Why did I say green? It's not green at all. He covered himself and he put himself in the game.
A sound file called Plant, a picture file and document called Jane's Drawing and Jane, and finally a picture called You get the point. And it's here that things start to change from a little story Easter egg to one of the most creative, fully blown ARGs that I've covered on the channel.
I can't believe I actually forgot about this. I forgot about it completely. I don't know why I didn't like pursue it more. I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it that well anyway.
If you have headphones, you might want to turn the volume down very briefly. I just want to give you a taste of what this thing sounds like, because it's pretty unusual, but also a bit sharp and piercing.
Oh, that just sounds like freaking Sonic music. Doesn't it sound like freaking Green Hill Zone?
Giveaway of what this is are those high-pitched beepings that happen at a regular occurrence. They're indicative of something called a slow scan television signal. Basically a way to send and receive pictures via radio waves. If you see a spectrogram that looks a little something like this, with a header that sounds different, that's used to calibrate the signal, and then a repeated series of pulses that are used to synchronize the signal, you know that you're...
Well, now I have the knowledge, okay.
So let's just listen to the audio file briefly one last time so you can hear that header and also identify those synchronizing pulses.
Oh.
Pretty cool.
It says your mom. I mean, with this mod, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what it said.
In the early days of space exploration, SSTV was actually used to transmit images of the far side of the moon. Nowadays, it's not really used that much since, you know, you can just send an email attachment. And I gotta say, honestly, in all my lore hunting and ARG solving, it's the first time that I've ever really encountered this method of clue solving. So really awesome job there, developers. A+ for creativity.
I mean, seriously, you gotta hand it to, not only is the mod freaking like amazing, wait, golden cookie. The mod is really on its own like league, if you think about it. It's really interesting.
Converting it, we get the following picture.
Yes,
Next
that's
up
what
is
I would
the DDD file, which is much
Wait a
simpler.
minute. Wait, you got that picture out of a conversion? I thought it was just
letters, which leads to a website that seems like it's all about the memes, but actually contains another piece of information. Using the classic technique of upping the contrast levels, we find that down in the bottom right it says justnoahspage.card.co, which contains a link to an audio file called Dispatch. This one isn't ear splitting like Plant was, so here's a clip that you can listen to.
That sounds like the Trolls mod that we played.
This is actually a code written in what's called the NATO alphabet, A, Alpha, B, Bravo, C, Charlie, etc. It's a type of spelling alphabet, basically as a way to spell something over audio-only signals without the letters getting confused with each other, since, you know, a lot of them sound alike.
No.
The result gives you
this
absolutely glorious phrase, Ed Mookshehi. You know what, I'm just gonna put it up here on the screen because it's a bunch of gobbledygook. Clearly, there is more here that needs to be solved, so what? Is it base 64? Is it a substitution cipher? Maybe a Visionaire?
Let me guess, you figured it out.
I was stumped. One of the last things that we haven't talked about is the file Jane, and honestly, there's a reason why. It's just the daughter's homework assignment, and let's just say it's not gonna get a grade worthy of hanging up on the refrigerator.
Oh, you don't wanna roast the daughter like that. She's trying her best.
Throughout the page, we see Jane making a bunch of misspellings, saying that she's learning the alphabet, notably leaving off the last letter of her practice alphabets, the Z on the first and the A on the second. Something tells me that teacher's gonna have to break out the red pen when grading this one.
Poor girl. Aw. She's all sad now. Ooh, golden cookie. Don't worry, I'm just extremely addicted to Cookie Clicker. I pretty much always have it on now.
All of those missing letters and misspellings are a whole lot of ARG red flags. The only question is, what do they mean? Well, Jane says that her favorite game is Foursquare with a hyphen, and that is our biggest clue of all. You see, there's a type of puzzle called a 4-square cipher that involves 4 squares of letters.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but I think there's gonna be an update. There's gonna be another Bob update that's coming pretty soon. I know that Bob was in the other mod for the freaking Bob and Bishop? Still probably saying that wrong. But now there's gonna be a Halloween one. I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be really awesome. I wonder if there's gonna be more lore. So is this like, I wonder if there's gonna be more.
The eagle-eyed among you may have already worked out that a 5x5 grid works out to 25 letters.
But
there
are
or what
26
letters in the alphabet.
Sudoku, I don't know.
And this is when you realize that's why Jane's alphabet leaves a letter out of each one, which means it's time to make the squares. The forward alphabet will go in the upper right-hand corner, and the backward cipher will actually go into the bottom left. In the other two blocks, we'll use a standard alphabet with I and J combined, which is a traditional way to solve these sorts of puzzles. And yeah, we have ourselves a giant grid of letters. Now what? Well, now it's time for that handy phrase from earlier, where we're gonna use it like coordinate points, taking each 2-letter section to find points in our new grid. As an example, we start with the letters E and D. To decode this, we actually need to find the E in our
My mind is blown!
Now we see where those two overlap in our plain alphabets to get the letter C. We do this again in the lower alphabet block to get the letter Z. This makes the first part of the deciphered text to be CZ. MU becomes LH, CX becomes CC, and so on and so on and so on until we end up with something that barely looks better than what we started with. Notice the repeated word capital and the equals at the end? Well, if we take the capitals and turn the letter after it into a capital letter and the equals at the end into an equal sign, we get something that looks closer to this. Now it is finally in base 64, which means there's one last step to do.
Is Einstein doing this? I don't know who solved this. I don't know if, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was MatPat, but like, this is some genius level crap. No, there's no way I would ever be able to do this.
You also have to lose that X at the end because it was just a placeholder to make sure that the text worked out properly. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of smaller details here. Long story short, you eventually wind up with a paste bin link that leads you to another Google Drive.
If you look here, as you can see that Bob has a pimple. There's a small little mole on his elbow, and I found this random picture of a gorilla, and if you line them up, you get a letter that I put in my my grandma's diary, and it turns out that you are not the father. That's what I just feel like a dumb monkey brain, stupid head.
Link that leads you to another Google Drive.
Oh, so it's a link that goes to another Google Drive.
One is ominously titled Case File, and it finally gives us the information we needed to have a complete picture of everything that happened.
I understand this reaction is like, oh yeah, oh wow, that's all this reaction is, but I'm genuinely interested.
From files, we learned that the black goo wasn't enough to bring Bob back to life. He needed a host. So Lennon pulled a Norman Osborn and tested it on himself.
Wait, Bob was a person? Oh no, it's okay. So the AI is Bob. Clearly. Okay, so if he created Bob, who created Ron? Because whoever created Ron must be jacked up, man.
That wasn't enough. He took his wife and child with the sole purpose of sacrificing them to Bob, as confirmed by the character profile file. However, that document also reveals something else. A few days later, his daughter Jane was found covered in black goo, heavily disfigured and in a coma, but still alive.
Is this not Bendy in the freaking ink machine? He wanted to make them into a cartoon that was real.
Apparently she wasn't fit to be the host for Bob and she escaped, but Jess and Lennon remain missing. And that's where the story ends. There's still some clues that don't have places, like the SSTV signal image doesn't really connect to anything, and the symbols image that appears in the folder entitled Evidence, but weirdly this does seem to be the end of the story. And then, of course, as I was writing the script, something new was added to the mystery. The developers asked for it to stop. Now, clearly visible in the original Google Drive folder is a subfolder labeled ARG Spoilers. The developers go over all the story details and then clearly state Lennon has nothing to do with the Canon of Bob mod or FNF. Sorry for the weird ARG. See, according to the developers, the ARG started as something small, just some inside jokes in the source code of the game that led them to think that they could make a full ARG. Soon they had accomplished exactly what they wanted, but in their words, quote, it eventually started to grow in popularity and started taking a toll on the ARG devs' mental state. I just wanted to get this thing to a close so I can put my mind at ease. As someone who's worked on multiple ARGs in the past, I can totally understand this. Things very easily get out of hand very quickly. But I still want to do this episode to bring this whole thing to light because this was, without exaggeration, one of the most clever ARG experiences I've yet seen online. It also answered a lot of questions regarding the sinister nature of the Bob mod.
But that's really interesting because, like, you know, it didn't explain why does Bob go into this freaking black liquid mode and all this, and that's really cool.
He wants people to play with him, but he doesn't want those people to look into his backstory. And when they do, he hops over to his new host.
So is this the same black liquid as Venom? It's just the trailer to the new Venom movie. That's all. That was really interesting. I understand completely these reactions are lazy content, but genuinely, I thought since I played the Bob mods on my channel and I sort of went into it, but I was just really curious. That's basically it. As always, I hope you checked out this before I, reacted to it, and I'm assuming, I mean, it's been a few weeks, I think, or a week at least. Don't forget to check out the game theorists down below. Genshin Impact, all kinds of freaking cool theories. Mobile game theories, oh god, see? And now I'm gonna go crawl back into my hole. Scrub of the day time. Today's Scrub of the Day goes to Fat Noob 360.